I can solve or come across any issue or problem and having solution in both way. I can have it the American way, how I learned it for the past 29 years, and I can remember how my mom solved that in the 70 and 80.
Welcome to the Immigrant Experience in America, an immigrant human library, where we amplify and humanize the experiences of immigrants in the United States and around the world. Listen in as we add another story to our immigrant human library.
So I have like two way in tackling an issue. And sometimes my daughter even asked me, she said, Mom, how you thought about that other way to solve the issue? I said, I remember how my mom used to do it. So actually I'm lucky because I am being creative, having two way to handle any obstacle come to my way. Same thing with cooking or hospitality. When I do Thanksgiving, I do the American Thanksgiving food, and I have another food which is Mediterranean Kurdish food on the side. So when people come to my house, they see the variety. Said, "Oh, we're just thinking about a mashed potato and turkey. Now we see other dishes." So that's add more style and class to your the way how you live in the United States. You don't have to be totally 100% certain way. You can mix and match and see what is work for you and your family.
Yes, definitely. So you're describing becoming this hybrid person. That you bring a lot from your old culture, influences of your parents, the way they solve problem, how your culture thinks about things, and then also learning the American way of doing things. So you're now a hybrid of these both worlds, and it's very valuable to be at the table to be able to see both perspective and even choose maybe half and half, or to say maybe the American way might work in this instance, or maybe something else might work in this instance. I think our minds develop quite a bit of creativity after going through this integration process, is what I like to call it, right? Integrating the old with the new. And over time, you become a third culture person. And so that's exactly what you're describing. So, but it can be painful, but eventually you start recognizing just how empowered you should feel because, of the value that you're bringing to the table. You have a perspective that's unlike no other one.
Yes, it can be painful, you're right, but if you have it, if you make a decision that just to make it work, like you have to be committed since you are here and you are already missing your family and your brother and sister, you have to make it work in a better way. Meaning, you just don't want to have a living saying, "Oh, American dream, I'm just going to go and have a couple of stories and pictures on Instagram where the White House is or the beach in Florida." That's not the American dream. The American dream way deeper than that. But if you are committed, you tell yourself, I'm committed to really make my dreams come true here. When you are committed, it's going to happen. It might take longer, but it's not wishing a dream. It's not a dream, I'm just sleeping. I'm dreaming to succeed. That doesn't work. If you're not going to take action towards that dream, you're going to keep dreaming. And I'm sorry, you're going to wake up on the reality, and the reality will be painful. But if you decide to say, since I am here, I'm in my 20, I'm not going back, this is home, I got married here, I have two kids here, I have to make it work. And make it work, it doesn't mean just work living, mean 9 to 5 job, and I pay the bills. I go to vacation twice a year. That's not the American dream. American dream actually, and I have a chapter book in Amazon that I wrote with another 20 coaches. My chapter called "The Truth About the American." The American dream, basically, to me, it was doing everything that you dreamed before and it didn't happen, and make it happen by the hard work, by being clear about exactly what you want and just be committed to it. Same thing with the coaching. When I have client coming to me and they said, "Oh, we are inspired about your story. You come to United States with $300 now. You are very good. We look at your LinkedIn. You are higher up in the tech world. You have NASA and engineering. You have a side business. How that's happened?" Of course, it didn't happen overnight, right? And when I tell them, "Are you willing to succeed?" They say, "Yeah, I wish I will." I said, "No. Tell me again how much you want it, how bad you want it, how bad you want it. I want you to go sleep and wake up and keep thinking about that dream come true. I don't want you to come to the session saying, I hope I start a business." Okay, you are hoping. Have you done anything? Well, I'm still thinking. You're still thinking. This is the third session with me and you're still thinking. If you're not going to take action, don't even start. Because only committed people, and Simone, you know that very well. You are a businesswoman. If you are not a committed, you're not going to go anywhere. You just keep going to wish and dream. That doesn't take you anywhere. So commitment is very important and taking action towards what you.
Yes, taking action, no matter how small. Those small steps are what move you inch by inch along the way because we have 24 hours. We might make a phone call today, make another call tomorrow. You write something down, an idea you get, but it all eventually starts adding up. You build momentum. And before you know it, you're like, wow, we've had this podcast for over 2 years, 161 episodes. We're meeting amazing people, creating a space for people to share with others the experience of moving and living and adjusting to life here in the US. So, yes, it takes action. You have to start somewhere. You can't just keep it in your head. You need to either write it down, make a list, and every day you get up, even if it's just one single thing you can do, just try to do one thing. I remember one lady explaining how she had to learn English, and she realized that even if she was learning one word a day, eventually all that will add up 365 words. To after a few years, you realize you've just learned so very much of the English language. So those small steps are important, even though at times it might seem like you're getting nowhere, but they're so important.
The small steps is always remind me about raising a little infant child and he become teenage and now my kids in college. It's the same thing with your business and success journey. You don't want to expect that you're going to hit the peak in 48 days or 48 months or even in 5 years. It's like raising a child. When that little boy or girl, we keep encourage them to walk and they fall down, they walk and fall down. We don't expect them they walk when they are 6 months, right? We don't expect them to speak when they are 8 months. It's step by step. It's a progress. It's phases. As a matter of fact, for kids, I always joke. I tell my kids, I said, we urge you, and we were hoping that you start talking and say dada for the first time and mama for the first time. And now when they start talking, we wish them never never spoke before because they speak and argue and judge you about everything. But same thing with progressing and building a business or succeeding in your life. It's like raising a child when he's infant. You start walking, then you start speaking, then you start coming to school, and you evolve as you go. So nothing come, even if you come to this country and everything, it's easy for you. You have a ankle here or an auntie here. They might support you for a while, but at the end of the day, when you get sick, when you challenge your value, challenge your decision, you'll be the only one who's going to sit down and sleep alone and actually crying alone, what I meant, because that aunt and uncle will not be right beside you. They give you the support in the beginning, they give you the maybe the money, the resources, but they're not going to be along with you for the rest of your life. So the journey is yours. The this is your life. Don't blame outside. Oh, the reason why I didn't succeed because everybody was nasty to me. Oh, really? How about the people who made it? How about all those? Look at Arnold's story. I mean, what did he
Arnold
go through?
Schwarzenegger, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm not saying he's perfect 100%. I admire his, I listen to his podcast, his book, and all of that. But it was not easy for him. It was not easy for other people who didn't born in the United States. But look how they succeed in this country because they were committed. They have that willpower. They continue doing it. They kept grinding, grinding, grinding. And if you ask all of them, they will tell you the same thing. They said, we work, 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 nothing happened. We work, 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 nothing happened. Work, work, work. And we start questioning, is this really happening? I'm not getting any result. And boom, one day, the accumulation of all those heading you did on your work, it's going to show up in the good result. You're not going to see the results right away. This is a this is a journey. This is not a painkiller. You have a headache and you take two Aleve and the pain will go away. Sometimes even with the painkiller, you take the pills, it doesn't go away. So it's not an easy step. It's phases, and you have to embrace it, and you have to put all your effort, your soul, and your heart into it in order to succeed.
Yes. I remember coming across a talk by Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. I think most people know him as the Terminator.
Yes.
And he was saying initially his accent was so thick. And even until this day, you can recognize Arnold when he speaks because of his accent has just not completely changed.
That's what is make him unique. Why you want him not to have an accent? That's what is make him the only Arnold. And going back to that movie, he said something very profound. He said when he asked for the role to have a movie, they said two things. First of all, you have a small head and a big body, you look like a robot, and you talk like a robot. And for that movie, the producer actually they were exactly looking for someone having those two thing. So his flaws or his thing that it was shortcoming to him, it's become as an asset. So it's become a plus to him. In the
Yeah.
beginning, they make fun of that because his body is big and his head is small. It was all kind of that bullying about the way how he speak or who show up. And later on, that's become a big plus and asset on his movie, and he become a millionaire after that because
Yeah.
he was able to utilize what he has, right, and his own favorite. So
Yes, exactly. That thing that just make you feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I could get rid of it, could be your blessing. I heard
blessing.
somebody say that God cannot bless you if you're acting like someone else. So you
Yeah.
might as well just embrace your whatever that accent is.
Yes.
Embrace it. Embrace everything that makes you feel like you're just not finding that place of belonging or just sticking out like a sore thumb here in the United States. Just embrace it because the moment you get comfortable with it, I guarantee you eventually people are just going to accept you because that's who you are. But if you have that internal struggle of trying to get rid of it and denying who you really are at the core, you're not going to get very far with that. It comes with that acceptance of just loving yourself and who you are. And I understand it can be painful for some people because sometimes, like socially, some things might be not acceptable to some groups here in the US, and you're just reminded of that thing a lot of times. You know,
Yes.
what it could be your skin tone, you're not
Yes.
pale, your
Yes.
hair texture, the way you
Yes.
dress might be different, the way you express yourself might be different. But you have to come to a place of just saying, hey, this is just who I am.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can't fully assimilate and change everything about you. Sometimes, like Arnold, that accent is going nowhere,
Yes.
no
Yes.
matter how
Yes.
hard you try. So you might as well just accept yourself for who you are.
You said acceptance a couple of times, and I love that. I love that word much because when you decide to accept who you are and the situation, you're gonna thrive and grow much better. I'll give you example. This shirt, I wear this shirt. They say you are my sister or my friend, and you said I don't like that shirt on you. If I accept, I in my mind, my belief, I love navy blue. I love this color, and I'm owning this shirt. I own it. I own the moment I'm gonna sell. Regardless you don't like it, I'm accepting the fact I believe that this is the color match my skin and I'm gonna wear it. Regardless Simone or my sister don't like it, I'm still gonna wear it. When you accept who you are, it's giving you such a power because if I take your podcast now and I bring another lady exactly like you, same background, same country, same niche and expertise in the podcast, and I ask both of you to do the same host podcast, same subject, everything is the same, but you are Simone and she's somebody else. I match everything, right? But at the end, you accepting who you are, are competent, you have confidence, your episode will come out different than her. Not necessarily better or worse, but you both gonna have a different delivery because your style, your personality, your soul, your background, your the way how you brought up to this life, the way how you speak. Although both podcasts is the same niche, the same message, you both have your uniqueness. So you both gonna come out and deliver the same message differently. So why, if this is the reality and the fact, then why I don't accept who I am, even if the other person doing the same podcast is still not me. Your both DNA is different. You both are delivering and giving that message in your own way. So just accept who you are.
Powerful message. You know, as I listen to you, I'm wondering, how did you cope with being away from your parents, and were you able to visit? What was that like in over the years adjusting? Did any of your family eventually move to be with you, or you had to just realize or come to the realization that they'll be on the other side and you will only see them at short periods over the next years?
Yes, and the reason why, because of the situation back in Iraq, it was very messy when I left, because the country was, driven by a bad regime who was, running and killing everyone in the north of Iraq. So I knew my visit will not be every year. Plus, I got married, so I was, establishing a family and thinking about having kids. But right before I have my first baby, my son, in 2002, I was able to go and visit my mom, and she got to meet my husband and know each other's. But I lost my dad and my mom while I'm here, so I had both funeral here. It was hard. When you ask me about how I cope or how I handle being away from them, I did not. I still miss them. I've been here over 27, 28. I'm about to be almost 30 years here. I still miss everything about them, missing my brother and sister and my parent. Life is go on. We still miss them. We love them. No one will die after no one. You're just gonna celebrate their life differently. 2012, I was lucky having my younger sister move here with her husband and two daughter. So at least now I have my younger sister here, and we get to see each other's, celebrate the same thing we used to do, going out shopping together. So at least I have one of my siblings here.
Oh, that's good. Very good. So I'm wondering how, over the years, things kind of developed for you, like career wise. What was that journey like for you? Getting to, a very important role in your workplace, switching from that tax job and all of that. What was that journey like for you? For others who might be in the thick of those first few years and trying to figure out how will I ever and you were fortunate to eventually get into the space of engineering that you had a first degree in. How did that happen for you?
It's doable to anyone who come to this country, again, committed to succeed and make a difference by just doing your, jobs well, and also take risk. Because if you stay with the same degree you have from, I had bachelor in civil engineering, and it was not taking me anywhere because I was not able to thrive in that area because it's very competitive. And in construction is all 99.9 are men. And here I am, a woman, minority with accent, and I have to thrive in this environment. It's not easy, it's doable. And my message to your audience or to anyone who moved to United States and international and trying to, succeed in this land is to work hard on exactly what they want. Don't expect a lot of things from others. People will help you, people will give you a hand, people will provide you resources, but don't be a victim saying, oh, I would have succeed like Simone just if someone was helping me. What do you know about Simone's story? How someone help her? Maybe she worked everything by herself. Don't expect people to give you everything on a plate of gold. Say, hey, come, you smart, I love you, you are my cousin's friend, whatever. Those all imagination and noises in your head. You have to cut it off and put your head down, work hard. And my other advice is my own story. Every time you come across something that's really scaring you to death, that job opportunity, that's promotion, talking in a TEDx, speaking in front of hundred of people on a platform, doing leadership, seminar, whatever that scare you. If you take that scary thing and you kind of like jump into it, just really jump into it, you will be amazed about the version you come out of that experience. It is scary, it scares you to death, but when you enter it, you feel like both legs in mud. But when you go through it and when you finish it, you say, wow, I wish if I did that scary thing long time ago because I feel much better. I feel more powerful. I have more confidence. Is that it? Is that what was the speaking thing I was scared from? Because this is how I felt to speak on the platform when they told me to address a bunch of women in engineering in a stage. I was like, I'm not a speaker. I'm gonna lose all the word. It was hard, but because it scared me so much and I still jumped to that thing, I still jumped to it, I came out a better version. So when you come to this country and you want to start something unique that have your footprint and branding, have it unique in a way that is put in your head is not going to be easy. It's going to be scary, and the answer is just still do it. It's scary, still do it. Because when you come out of that scary experience, you're going to gain the skills and the power. And on the top of that, of course, the confidence.
Yes, very good advice, Iran. So I opened the space for you to talk about your coaching business, what sort of services you provide, and who's your typical target audience, and where can people find you, and so forth.
So I have only two platforms that I work at. My LinkedIn is totally my engineering job for all the women who come to this country who are trying to thrive in the engineering and tech world. They can ask for consultation through my LinkedIn, Sairan Aqrawi, and I'll be more than happy. I have 20 minutes, a complimentary call. They can book me in LinkedIn about their job, their resume, interview, how to get promotion, how to thrive as a leader, how to be able to make team, communication skills, all the stuff that relate to self development around technology. I'll be able to help. And if you are a midlife woman and you have a job, I'm not asking you to quit your job, but you know clearly that you have a hidden talent. You are painting, you are doing things by hand, you are a speaker, you are a writer, you cook very well, anything that you feel can be your side business. I'm able to help you in 28 days. It's a consultation for it's only 28 days because the last 2 days of the month you're gonna party, celebrating, knowing what's really clear is your hidden gem. And if you look at my Instagram, Sairan Aqrawi, one word, you'll see that my business card, it's a hidden gem. It's like a gem 2 inch. And the reason why I emphasize on that, Simone, because I truly believe each one of us have a hidden talent. It's buried inside. We all have it. It might be sleep, it might be muted for certain reason, but you are able to bring that hidden out to the service, share it to the universe, celebrate it with yourself and the family and the friend, and it's worth working on it. And I'm an ACC, I'm a certified coach with ICF. So although I put midlife woman, I still get men calling me because they ask me to do the 10-hour mentoring ship for them, which is required for the certification. So for anyone who's requesting coaching, speaking gigs, or even writing that nature, they can contact me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to help.
So I'd like to end the show by asking if there's any humorous moments throughout your 27 years, I think, in the United States, anything that you look back on and you just laugh hilariously today that, my gosh, like a faux pas, anything that you can think of that, just make you chuckle today that you can share with us?
Yeah, I have it in the book too. Since I was a teenage, my celebrity crush is Kevin Costner. So when I was in Iraq, I'm still in love with him, of course. Thanks God, my husband's not in the room. He's my celebrity crush, right? So I look at the Bodyguard with Whitney Houston, the movie, and when I moved to United States, I thought when I arrived to United States, every man will look like Kevin Costner.
Like Kevin Costner.
Yes. And I haven't seen anyone look like him. I hope one of my dreams just to meet him even for 1 minute. And I felt like, okay, why nobody look like him? And even now, my husband teased me when they show they show him in the TV. He screamed and he called me. He said, "Hey, come, your man is here." So I thought that everyone will look like him, and for some reason, I don't know why I thought I will see him in the airport. Like I thought because he was the only ideal, celebrity, I had in my mind. And the reality is, no, no one looked like him. There is only one Kevin Costner. So just like there's only one Simone and one me, that's good. We are all unique. So yeah, hopefully I'll
Yeah.
meet him one day. Yeah.
It's a funny thing about American media when you're overseas and I remember growing up and watching movies and just you feel like you do know the people, right? After watching these movies, it's just amazing. And you come with certain perspectives from abroad to a different world that you just have all these perceptions of what life is like, what people are like here, and then the reality sets in. So that is funny.
Yes, yes.
But any final advice you'd like to share for like, new
Yeah,
immigrants, perhaps somebody coming from Iraq and trying to
yeah.
adjust to life here? What is your advice of anything that you've learned over the years?
Yeah, I think I will give the three tips in short word. Is not difficult, but it's doable to do. If you are new to this country and you really want to succeed, you have to be clear exactly what you want. Do you want a life full of party, not getting married, and just be on Instagram taking picture? Fine. Just be clear what you want. And I always relate the clarity to the foundation of the house. So if your foundation is strong, that building will never fall down. So if you have clarity, that's your foundation. Then the building you build on the top of that foundation is your action. So I always tell people when they come to this country, if you want to succeed, take action. Don't come to my session, keep dreaming, writing, dreaming, thinking. Take action. So clarity foundation, action is the building, then it's come the roof of that building. It's your persistence and keep grinding. Meaning when you got the clarity, you took the action, now you are consistency doing those action. So keep grinding. And that's my advice to anyone who come here if you really want to succeed and make the American dream true.
Yes, so clarity, take action, and persevere, and you'll get to that, whatever that American dream is that you define for yourself. Amazingly, this is the space that anybody can come in and achieve almost probably anything, right? You've heard some amazing stories from people over the years about what they've been able to do here. It's not easy. Don't,
Yeah.
sometimes you look on social media or at the movies and you think life is a better rose here. Be prepared to
Yes.
work, sacrifice, delayed gratification. Sometimes you can afford to buy those expensive name brand stuff or the expensive car, what people are doing. It takes time to build wealth. It takes time to get that life that you're dreaming of, and be wise to use your money carefully and listen to what Sairan is saying. Clarity, action, perseverance. So thank you so much, Sarwan. I loved listening to your story, and I'm wishing you the very best in your regular day job career and also building up your coaching business.
Thank you so much, Simon, for having me. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
We thank our listeners around the world and we appreciate your continued support as we build our human library. Please remember to give us a 5-star review, subscribe, and share with your friends, family, and circle of influence.